You may have seen them recently. Large crowds of people, some of them with signs, gathered at the district off of Mall Road, sometimes standing in front of a nondescript building and sometimes marching around the office park. They are citizens, many of them local religious leaders, rallying against the current U.S. immigration policies that, they say, are unjustifiably breaking immigrant families apart and causing unnecessary pain to young children. They are marching in the district because it is the location of an Immigration and Custom Enforcement, commonly known as ICE, office. It is the only ICE field office in Massachusetts and thus has become the focal point for protesters from around the state.
The people who are being picked up, the people who are being deported, it's very arbitrary. It's often the low-hanging fruit. It's the folks who are coming to their interviews, the folks who are doing their check-ins, the folks who are paying their taxes, because they are the people who are the easiest for ICE to come and knock on their doors, or to take them from their green card interviews, or to take them from their marriage interviews.
One policy in particular has many of the people here up in arms: the separation of children from their families as groups try to enter the country through the southern border. Government officials have said this is a deterrent to convince people to stay home and not to try to enter the country illegally. However, many people, like the ones gathered here, say the measure is an abuse of power and is used not only against people attempting to illegally cross the border, but also those seeking asylum from their countries of origin.
The recent policy that Attorney General Sessions announced of separating children and parents at the border when they come for asylum is another catalyst.
The rally goers were peaceful, often silent as they made their way around the district. The goal was not to confront directly or cause problems, but to be seen and bring about a change in the law.
Well, how I said is because we are understanding that we need to change the law, that these 11 million of people that don't have documentation, that they be able to have a documentation. They're working in this country, trying to do their best here, and we need to help them. Members of my church are suffering that situation. Some of them have been locked up, and we are fighting to get them free.
Finally, participants explained the importance of making public demonstrations both to send a message to government officials and politicians, but to also be an example for other citizens that change starts with groups of dedicated people making themselves heard.
It's so important for every person to stand up and be counted and be heard, because otherwise no change will result from this administration's horrible policies about deporting people unfairly and separating families, separating children. My heart breaks for all of those families who are in horrible situations, and it's the least that we can do is to stand out here, even in the rain, and show our support for those who are in such a horrible state right now.
No, I feel very happy and invite our brothers and sisters to join us to continue working, because we made one work, but we need to get until we change the situation.
We're trying to raise awareness and also to galvanize people to act. You know, the people in the United States are powerful. I think it's easy for us to forget that we elect our officials and that this is a government by the people, of the people, and for the people. And so it's not only our right, but it's our responsibility. If things that are happening in our country that are cruel, that are inhumane, that are immoral, and that are unjust, we have both the power and the responsibility to change it. And so doing things publicly as a way of reminding folks that, yes, you too can say this is wrong. You too can show up at your local officials, at your local ICE office. You can demand that these practices stop.
At the district, I'm BNEWS Director Rich Hosford.